Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back.
Wow. Those
Time flies when you're having
breaks
fun.
Fun. I didn't really.
Time flies when you're having fun, looking at cracks, speaking about cracks.
And so,
talking
we
about
kind of
insurance.
Goofing off during the break.
We kind of lost Ashley, kind of mid thought here. We were talking about shooting.
He talked about pipes and all of a sudden left.
So why don't we bring you kind of back in here? And he kind of disappeared. He's been doing that all morning, by the way. He's like, where's Ashley?
Well, we left off that, you can have the toilet that ends up going too far out and seeing cracks. Next thing you know, he's like, I need to use the bathroom.
Power suggestion. Yes.
I was checking the plumbing.
So did it pass?
It worked.
It worked. Sometimes it's really simple,
And he really tried hard to break it.
Oh, God. Okay, I am going to maintain some modicum of dignity here and move forward.
That never worked.
We were talking about new construction, and you've shared with me a lot of things you find before the concrete sport. Because after the concrete sport, it hides a lot of bad stuff. So
it's hard to see underneath.
Yeah, it's really hard to see, and they're really funny about breaking it up so you can look at it. What's the common mistakes? Of course, we know about not putting the 45 right there at the grade beam. What else? You said something about the visqueen, the moisture barrier.
Moisture barrier. There's a lot of times it doesn't have the proper. They don't lap it properly. It's supposed to be 6 inches. Sometimes you have parts that are exposed, and that allows moisture to wake up through your slab. Also, a lot of grounding issues with our slabs. They run rebar through the slab, and it's supposed to act as your ground, but when you have a moisture barrier that separates your concrete from the ground, your ground really doesn't work all that great because it's isolated.
So then your slab can actually cause electrical issues.
But yes, and it's covered there's been issues where there's been lightning strikes, and it'll actually, if a lightning strikes by the house, it goes through, and it goes down through the grounding rod that's encased in the concrete, it can actually damage it.
So I guess that would make sure that insurance company finds that out and say, well, we're not going to pay off that because it was done faulty. Is that right, Terry? One of the things you were talking about also is that oftentimes they'll puncture that moisture barrier with wood or something like that, is kind of working on other parts of the structure. And I thought about it. It's like, really, that is moisture barrier. It's there for a reason.
And it's all supposed to be covered, sealed, but then when you start punching holes through it because you have an air bubble, well, is it really doing its job?
No, I would say no. And then, of course, a termite only needs a 64th of an inch to get through anything. And so if you start creating cracks and things like that, and they can come up right through the slab, which is a real surprise, or up through the plumbing.
Well, when they're doing because when we do there's usually a separate termite inspection done on the houses around here because it's known for termites. One of the places they look is around all your plumbing. So when you go into your house and they're like, there's no access to access the plumbing for your tub, there could be insects coming up through the ground around your plumbing, and you won't know.
And some of those builders use those collars. Do those really work or around the plumbing? He's got a big grin on his face. Like, no,
I can't say.
Quote unquote.
It's just like
that was a lot funnier with the face.
Yeah, it's just like those bait stations they try to sell everybody. This is like I had so many bug inspector go, really, but your bait stations.
But having a good termite inspector to go out and evaluate your home when you're buying it, it's a great idea.
It is a great idea. I insist on all that. The lenders aren't requiring it anymore. It used to be back a while back that on every transaction.
Well, it's still required on a resale property, but the problem is on a new home sale, a lot of times they have treated plates and et cetera, et cetera. So what they're requiring is to be able to show that you have the soil pre-treated prior to having a pour go down.
Let me tell you about pre-treating.
Yes.
Fact is, they pre-treat it, yes, but guess what? The first thing they do when they get towards the end of the house, they disturb the soil by putting in landscaping. Yes. So the pre-treatment means nothing.
I'm just lending, Rob.
Yes.
It's all your fault, Chris.
I'm just saying, and I think
that's all you agents out there. I just want to lend. Rob apparently wants me to.
I want you to go out and
contest it.
No, I want you out there spraying And treating the soil, Chris.
but
With every closing.
But even though we're not on television, Ashley is shaking his head because that's exactly what happens. The pre-treatment is really you go up there and you disturb the soil because you're finishing the house.
Yeah.
And so that pre-treatment doesn't work. And same thing if you have it treated. Is a lot of people come back in with their mulch and their landscaper right after the treatment. It's like you just
made a nice little bridge.
So,
Right into your
Termites
house.
like, thank you.
You might as well just bring it right up to the weed pole so they can all come in too without having to climb.
so they don't have to work so hard to get into your house.
That's right. They can stay nice and moist. Just go right in the house. You never
we don't
even
want our termites to work hard. Just like to make it easy.
Yes.
Like just get a nice little pathway into
Yeah.
the house. You can't. It's the new generation of termite. You just can't expect that much out of them.
Animal activists.
Yeah, that's right. We don't
Back in the great generation of termites, they would work to get into your house.
They would build tunnels and go right up the side of your house.
Yeah.
So,
Now they expect a light rail system.
one of the other things that you had talked about, we were talking last night, is incorporating infrared. And I've heard plus or minus about infrared. So talk about that technology.
Well, infrared is what it is. It allows you to see
May
different
I quote you on that?
temperature. But
It is what it is.
It's exactly what
Never
it
heard
is.
that
It's
before.
infrared. You get-
Infrared is what
when you're looking
is.
when you're looking at the house, you'll see temperature differentials. And the proper way to do it, you have to adjust your equipment every day before you go in. It has to be calibrated. That way you can get proper.
What is happening?
I don't know. I feel like something's going on behind me.
I had to adjust myself. I apologize.
Yes, he's adjusting his equipment.
Infrared is a great tool to help you do your inspections. It can allow you to see if there is insulation missing in a wall. It's not guaranteed to see everything, but it is a great tool and it will assist.
Yeah, because under your TREC license, Texas Real Estate Commission license, and with the one thing most people will put a disclaimer on is that it's a visual inspection, and you can only see what you can see, and you're not allowed by law to take anything apart to look at it.
Correct.
So infrared will probably give you some.
It gives you a little bit more in depth, but again, it's only temperatures that it sees. So if there is something, if it just so happens to be the same temperature outside, same temperature inside,
You're not going to see anything.
You're not going to see anything. So it's a great tool. We're going to use it, but we're still going to do our visual, still going to inspect whatever we can see, and not limit it and rely on that as.
Is there other technologies out there that are starting to come online that for inspections? That not really, huh?
Not really.
That X-ray vision stuff.
Well, I've been working on it.
but so far not so good, huh?
It hasn't worked out.
We have too much kryptonite here.
Yes, that's what I say.
I think it's the heat, though. Really,
Yeah.
it kind of slows me down.
Yeah, but I've often had that happen with someone will have their AC will go out or something after an inspection, and the only thing you can do is you can go up there to the attic and say, look, or shoot across the coils what it's cooling, the differentials, 15 degrees.
I've gone out to houses before, gone in.
You've been out and in houses before,
I've
really?
done my visual inspection in the attic
Never have
space.
guessed.
Something has happened shortly after I've left the property, and they're like, well, what did you do?
Oh, yeah, we had that happen on that house I sold.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
All I did was look at it. I was like, it's not my fault it broke.
It was just timing, and I have had a house close, and the week later the air conditioner broke, because you know what, air conditioner can break at any time.
Well,
And of course, it helps to have a one-guard home warranty. See how I
Yes.
slipped that in there?
Absolutely.
But a lot of times,
Shoot an invoice out.
No, we do invoice them actually.
Cha-ching!
We
Retweet.
don't have to invoice them. We automatically invoice them. But it's something that people need to be aware of. You can't take things apart. And so I always recommend, of course, bringing in other trades like a licensed HVAC person who can take it apart.
Yes, and we recommend that. If I start coming in across problems and there start becoming multiple issues, I'll recommend that someone that is a professional in that area come out and evaluate.
So, like
That
somebody
way
can
they
actually
can
take
give
it
you,
apart.
they can
Exactly.
take it apart, they can give you a price and tell you exactly what you're into.
And I think HVAC is probably the number one thing that I'm always concerned about, because it's one of your really big ticket items. And insurance doesn't cover that. unless it gets hit by lightning, I guess. He's nodded his head. Everyone thinks we're on television today.
Yes.
Everyone's nodding their head. It doesn't work. You must respond verbally. Hey, we got 3 minutes, so you know what? We need to do our lightning round.
We are coming up against the lightning
How did that happen?
round.
We were just having fun over here.
We have to make sure time when you're having fun.
We have to make sure also
Or
that everybody
cracking
knows.
That's right.
We have to make sure everybody knows how to get a hold of Ashley as well.
Yes.
That is true. Ashley, how can, one of the things we're going to do lightning round, 30 seconds. Let us know what you want everybody to leave the show with, and leave it off also how we can reach you.
And say something brilliant. Go.
Yes.
No pressure.
I've just drawn a blank. Too much pressure. It's going to cause some cracking.
He's cracking under pressure.
Anyway, if anybody would like to reach me, they can just call me and I'll answer the phone. My number is 832-306-3723. Give me a call and I'd love to do an inspection for you.
And let me tell you, that is the
Best inspector in
world-class, incredible inspector right there. Ashley Bowles,
you want to be the
definitely look him up.
spokesperson?
You can go to
We have
Facebook.
we have 3 Ashleys in the room
That is
today.
correct. And we have another Ashley up right here. Ashley, what do you want everybody to leave the show knowing about you?
I want you to know that we do offer funding at closing. We offer transferable lifetime warranties, and you can reach us on our website by typing in www.permapeer.com. You can reach us by phone as well.
That's your cue to
That's
give the
your
phone
cue.
number,
That's
John.
your cue, John.
Absolutely. Come on.
Hold on, I got to get over here to the mic. I was unprepared for the moment.
It's just the phone number, John. That's it.
Yeah, get it. Come on.
You can call our Houston office at area code 713-849-9993.
And make sure to go like our Facebook at Permapeer Foundation Repair of Texas.
Okay.
Perfect.
Terry, you're up.
Terry, how about you?
Say something brilliant.
Here it goes. My name is Terry Green, 832-445-8492. Your life is busy. You don't have time to worry about insurance. Call me. I know it. We're going to make sure you get taken care of. Give me the responsibility. I'll make sure you have what you need. You don't have to worry about it.
Awesome.
One of the things I tell everybody all the time is this is all great information. You can go to the website at realestateratpack.com. You can look us up on Facebook. We always like to leave every show with a quote. I found a great quote for today, actually. I went out to Google and typed it in and put in great quotes, and it said, here's what I'm coming up with. It's by Leonard Cohen. It says, "There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in."
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
Anyways,
Till next
time
week.
flies when you're having fun. We want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Until next week, we will be out of here.
And you've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The question is, who's Frank, who's Sammy, who's Dean, and who's the other guy?
Chris is Frank,
I'm
he's
Dean.
Dean, and I'm Sammy.
Yes, that right. Yeah.
So tune in to the really big show every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on 100.7 The Word, KKHT.